So how can organizations deploy sprints to create their sustainable value proposition to future-proof their business?
A lot of people know about value propositions, but I would argue people are not using the tool correctly because they're not speaking to their stakeholders, which we discussed later on, but with their potential customers. So what we're looking at about a value proposition, now it should be written in a sentence, really. Okay, say 2 sentences, but it should be something that's very short. It shouldn't be a thesis, to the point where you bring everything you want into that one sentence, that people understand what you're about. And then, as we talked in our last show, we did talk about with Alan, and we did talk about the value pool. Which pool are you fishing in? Now, I know of organizations that have got a very good product, excellent product, but the pool that they're fishing in is never going to let them hit targets in terms of the key metrics they need to do, as in EBITDA and different revenue targets. The pool is too small. Also, what are we talking about when we're doing a sprint? Is it about to grow the business, which is revenue? Is it about to reduce costs? Let us not forget, there's a lot of cost competition going in the marketplace. Is it about risk? Risk is a big word now in this space, okay? And the other thing is trust and reputation. Is this going to damage our trust and reputation in the marketplace? It tends to get forgotten. We still read in the paper on the front page, these companies have done A, B, and C, and the market has just been like, had their hands up, coming out saying, what on earth is going on here? So in terms of the sprints, it's a design stage, as we've been talking about. And just one piece of things, we're throwing around some authors. Tony Ulwick, he talks about jobs to be done. And I think that is really recommended reading for anybody who doesn't quite understand why is it when an organization thinks it's delivering value, there is no bite from the customer. When people are buying things from you, or products or services, they're procuring them for a job to be done. And you have to understand the job that's to be done. So that's what I've just thrown in there to say another thing to consider.
I would argue that deploying sprints is something that you should do in your organization. If you mobilize, if you get your team into the same room and you go together into dive together into a topic, and you say, this is the problem that we have to solve. These are the options that we have available to us. This is the kind of ambition that we can set out for ourselves, depending on whether we want to be a market leader or a follower, or this needs to be consistent with how you operate as a business. Well, in that case, if we make these decisions for ourselves, what does it really require to get there, and how do we sketch out our roadmap to get there? What are the objectives and the key results that we need to achieve to get there, and again rooted in deep solid stakeholder understanding. So this is a way of working. This is a systematic approach to solving a problem and doing it quickly, and that's how businesses should be deploying it. And again, just one final point on it. It's important that this is a topic. When you're talking about sustainability, about ESG as a topic for the business, don't outsource this to one department. It needs to be something that the leadership team together addresses. A lot of companies have failed on this by putting it, assigning a task force on it, or giving it to someone who doesn't have enough attention or enough resources or whatever. It needs to be a topic for the management team, and then cascade through the organization.